Chapter 11 discusses money demand, the equilibrium interest rate, and monetary policy. Monetary policy is the behavior of the Federal Reserve concerning the money supply. Interest is the fee that borrowers pay to lenders for the use of their funds. Interest rate is the annual interest payment on a loan expressed as a percentage of the loan. The main concern in the study of the demand for money is how much of your financial assets you want to hold in the form of money, which does not earn interest, versus how much you want to hold in interest-bearing securities, such as bonds. There is a trade-off between the liquidity of money and the interest income offered by other kinds of assets. The transaction motive is the main reason that people hold money to buy things. Simplifying assumptions in the study of the demand for money. There are only two kinds of assets available to households, bonds and money. The typical household's income arrives once a month, at the beginning of the month. Spending occurs at a completely uniform rate. The same amount is spent each day. Spending is exactly equal to income for the month. The speculation motive, because the market value of interest-bearing bonds is inversely related to the interest rate, investors may wish to hold bonds when interest rates are high with the hope of selling them when interest rates fall. If someone buys a 10-year bond with a fixed rate of 10%, and a newly issued 10-year bond pays 12%, then the old bond paying 10% will have fallen in value. Higher bond prices mean that the interest a buyer is willing to accept is lower than before. When interest rates are high, low, and expected to fall, rise, demand for bonds is likely to be high, low, thus money demand is likely to be low, high. The total quantity of money demanded in the economy is the sum of the demand for checking account balances and cash by both households and firms. The quantity of money demanded at any moment depends on the opportunity cost of holding money, a cost determined by the interest rate. A higher interest rate raises the opportunity cost of holding money and thus reduces the quantity of money demanded. The total demand for money in the economy depends on the total dollar volume of transactions made. The total dollar volume of transactions, in turn, depends on the total number of transactions, and the average transaction amount. See figure in the book. When output, income, rises, the total number of transactions rises, and the demand for money curve shifts to the right. When the price level rises, the average dollar amount of each transaction rises, thus, the quantity of money needed to engage in transactions rises, and the demand for money curve shifts to the right. Money demand is a stock variable, measured at a given point in time. Money demand answers the question: how much money do firms and households desire to hold at a specific point in time, given the current interest rate, volume of economic activity, and price level? The point at which the quantity of money demanded equals the quantity of money supplied determines the equilibrium interest rate in the economy. At R1, the amount of money in circulation is higher than households and firms wish to hold. They will attempt to reduce their money holdings by buying bonds. At R2, households don't have enough money to facilitate ordinary transactions. They will shift assets out of bonds and into their checking accounts. An increase in the supply of money lowers the rate of interest. An increase in aggregate output, income, shifts the money demand curve, which raises the equilibrium interest rate. An increase in the price level has the same effect. Tight monetary policy refers to Fed policies that contract the money supply in an effort to restrain the economy. Easy monetary policy refers to Fed policies that expand the money supply in an effort to stimulate the economy.